The story of the Middle Passage is a chapter in history that is heart-wrenching and inspiring. This dark period resulted in the displacement and death of millions of Africans and their descendants worldwide. It robbed them of their culture, history, language, and identity, tearing apart family units and royal bloodlines. It subjected their fathers and mothers to unimaginable torment. However, amid this tragedy, a profound and unyielding pursuit of freedom emerged within the African diaspora. In this journey through history, we will explore the top 7 greatest slave uprisings in the African diaspora. Number 7. Nat Turner's Insurrection. Our journey through history brings us to one of the most well-known uprisings in American history, Nat Turner's Insurrection. Nat Turner's name resonates as one of the most renowned figures in American history. Even as a child, he was said to possess an extraordinary sense of purpose. Turner's mission was to display the indomitable spirit of the human race. Inspired by prophetic visions, he led around 70 armed enslaved men and free blacks on a mission to kill the white neighbors responsible for their enslavement. They used axes to murder Turner's master, his wife, and their children in the dead of night. Turner's religious fervor galvanized the rebels, resulting in the deaths of approximately 55 to 60 white individuals by the following day. The uprising was eventually suppressed, and Nat Turner was captured and executed. His legacy is a testament to his ability to turn the tables on his captors, using their religion as a weapon of resistance. Number 6. The Stono Uprising, 1739. On September 9, 1739, about 20 slaves, led by a man named Jemmy, taught their masters a harsh lesson about the African desire for freedom and liberty. This uprising occurred in one of the 13 colonies, South Carolina, making it the largest slave rebellion in colonial America. Some historians suggest that many of the enslaved Africans involved were Angolan warriors who had received military training. Gathering by the Stono River, they killed the white proprietors of a local store and displayed their heads on the store's steps. As they marched towards St. Augustine, Florida, where they could find freedom under Spanish rule, they attacked other homes, killing residents and setting buildings ablaze. Not all enslaved individuals joined the uprising. Some remained under their owners' control as they advanced into Florida, where they chanted Lu Congo, meaning liberty, in their native Angolan language. Though most fighters were killed by colonists who formed a militia, some did reach Florida. This uprising showcased the determination of enslaved Africans to fight for their freedom. Number 5. The Zanj Uprising. The Zanj Uprising was a significant rebellion against the Islamic Abbasid Caliphate in southern Iraq. The enslaved Bantu-speaking individuals, known as Zanj, originally captured from the East African coast and transported to the Middle East, are believed to have been the primary participants. Tens of thousands of lives were lost in this rebellion as it expanded to include slaves and freemen from various caliphate territories. Some historians have called the Zanj Uprising one of the bloodiest and most destructive rebellions in the history of Western Asia. The Zanj rebels used guerrilla warfare tactics to overcome the superior weaponry of the Abbasid administration, raiding towns, villages, and enemy camps, liberating other slaves, and establishing their empire. They even minted their currency and levied taxes. While the uprising was eventually suppressed, the Zanj rebellion left a lasting impact on Western Asia, symbolizing the resilience of enslaved Africans. Number 4. The Ganga Zumba Slave Rebellion. Ganga Zumba, an African slave who escaped servitude on a sugar plantation, achieved an extraordinary feat. He founded his kingdom in Brazil, becoming the first head of a substantial fugitive slave colony. Ganga Zumba was of African royalty, the son of a Congolese princess. His achievement earned him the nickname Ganga Zumba, meaning the Great Lord. After being captured while fighting alongside the Portuguese, Ganga was transported to Brazil. He helped establish villages of formerly enslaved Africans, which eventually evolved into a well-organized kingdom. By the 1670s, Ganga Zumba had a palace with 3 wives, guards, ministers, and devoted subjects at his regal property, Makako. The 1,500 houses within the compound were inhabited by his family, guardians, and officials, all considered royalty. Ganga's remarkable journey is a testament to the importance of knowing one's heritage and the tenacity to maintain royal status in the face of adversity. Number 3. The First Maroon War in Jamaica. In the late 1720s, the First Maroon War ignited in Jamaica between the Jamaican Maroons and the British colonial government. This conflict continued until the peace treaties of 1739 and 1740. This uprising was one of the earliest successful slave uprisings in the Caribbean. When Spanish colonists were routed by the British in 1655, most of Jamaica came under their rule. Africans fled to the highlands after the Spanish left, establishing Maroon villages. The ambition of the Maroons in Jamaica prevented the British from establishing a firm grip over the Maroon settlements. In the end, the British came to an understanding with the Maroons after admitting they could not defeat them. A woman known as Queen Nanny was one of the greatest leaders of the Maroon villages in Jamaica. She was an Ashanti native who fled slavery by founding her community in the mountains. Queen Nanny was even called the Obeah woman because Obeah is mostly derived from Ghanaian traditional African spiritual beliefs. Queen Nanny and the Maroons could uphold their rule after armed clashes with the British, and she became a national hero for Jamaica. Today, being a Maroon descendant is a great honor in Jamaican society. Number 2. The Cherokee Nation Uprising, 1842. Coming in second place on our list is the remarkable slave uprising in the Cherokee Nation in 1842. It's a story often overlooked by history, as it sheds light on the less discussed involvement of Native American tribes in the institution of slavery. Among these tribes, the Cherokee Nation stands out as one of the most significant offenders. This uprising took place on Cherokee Indian land in Oklahoma and is a testament to the resilience of enslaved African Americans. On November 15, 1842, a group of 20 African American slaves owned by the Cherokee Nation rose against their oppressors, embarking on a perilous journey to seek freedom in Mexico, where slavery had been abolished in 1836. This marked the beginning of a courageous and historic slave insurrection. Their ranks were bolstered by 15 slaves who had escaped from the Creek Nation in Indian Territory, joining them as they ventured south. In their quest for freedom, they were driven to extraordinary measures, robbing nearby stores for firearms, ammunition, horses, and mules to aid their escape. Their bold actions stirred a swift response from the Cherokee Nation, which gathered a small army and Choctaw warriors to pursue the fugitives. Exhausted and running out of essential supplies, the rebels were eventually captured. The aftermath of this rebellion was harsh, with several of the captured slaves facing the death penalty for their courageous acts of defiance. The Cherokee Slave Uprising in 1842 stands as a remarkable testament to the determination of enslaved Africans, and it remains one of the most significant acts of revolt against slavery within the Cherokee Nation, according to historical reports. Number 1. The Haitian Revolution. Finally, we arrive at the top of our list with the Haitian Revolution. It stands as the most significant slave insurrection in world history, and its impact extends far beyond the African diaspora. The Haitian Revolution was not merely a revolt against slavery. It resulted in the creation of an independent nation, making it one of the most transformative events in the history of the Americas. The Haitian Revolution sent shockwaves through the world as it struck fear into the hearts of enslavers and sparked slave uprisings across the Americas. The French, compelled by the Haitians' conquest of their colony and the expulsion of French slavers, decided to sell Louisiana to the United States. The Haitian Revolution's influence even altered the course of American history. What made the Haitian Revolution unique was its ability to address internal threats before dealing with external ones. The Haitians knew other slaves might conspire to thwart their uprising and support the French. To counter this, they purged themselves of potential traitors and instilled fearlessness before confronting their formidable adversaries. This strategic brilliance allowed them to outwit any threats to their control, relying on their knowledge of the terrain and ancient African values. Led by Toussaint Louverture, the Haitians defeated every European force that attempted to re-enslave them, establishing an independent nation. Haiti's existence today is a testament to its storied past and its determination to break free from the chains of slavery. These slave uprisings in the African diaspora serve as a testament to the unwavering spirit of those who fought against the dehumanizing institution of slavery.